Hello, friends. Welcome back to English Classes Online. My name is Benjamin, and in today's video, we want to look at the keys to answering comprehension questions in the Junior School Certificate Examination English. Of course, we are going to look at some specific past English past question to illustrate these keys. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the bell icon as well, so that whenever a new video goes live on this channel, you will be notified instantly. I have a free gift for you in the description box, and that is a free PDF file which contains adequate explanation of the basic units of English grammar. You will find it in the description box. You can click on it and download a free copy of that mini ebook in PDF form. You will be glad if you do. There is also an ebook titled Good Success in English. Is my ebook, which is a complete study package for effective English learning. And it discusses adequately all the key areas of proficiency in the use of English. If you are an English learner and you are desirous of gaining proficiency in the use of English, you will find this book very helpful. It's a great ally to all English learners. So if you are interested in getting the ebook, click on the link in the description box, and then you'll be able to get a copy of the book. Good Success in English is a great ally to all English learners. So grab your own copy right now by clicking on the link in the description box. Having said this, let's dive into the lesson right away. Now we are going to look at a passage, a comprehension passage, and the questions that follow in the Lagos State Basic Education Certificate Examination of 2019. English Studies, Section A objective. Of course, you know that at the junior school certificate level, especially in the Lagos State Basic Education Certificate Examination, comprehension questions are part of the objective test questions. And so we want to look at it, all right? So let's look at it. Comprehension. The instruction is as follows. Read this passage carefully and answer the questions below it. Now, what I explain to my students, if you are really interested in capturing this simple procedure, is for you to read the question first. All right, read the question first. Let me try to give you a kind of mnemonic that I have devised. All right. R stands for reading, Q stands for question, P stands for passage, Q stands for question again, S stands for scan, and A stands for answer. Now, what this means is that it's a simple procedure. Read the question. You see, R, all right, if we like, we can put all this in brackets. All right, we can put all this in brackets, but there's no need doing that. We are not solving a mathematical problem. Now, read the question, then read the passage. After you have read the passage, then read the question, and as you read the question, you go back to the passage to scan. To scan means to look for the specific piece of information that will help you to answer that question, and then you answer. So read question, passage, question, scan, answer. So read the question, read the passage, read the question again, then go back to the passage and scan the passage. And as you get the specific piece of information you are looking for, then you answer the question. It's a very simple procedure, all right? So let's head to the question right away. Let's undo this, all right? Okay, so let's head to the question, and I will show you the benefits. Now, these are the questions. According to the passage, all Spartan boys were trained to become A, great scientists, B, great builders, C, great soldiers, D, great students. Now, having read this question A, we already know that the passage has something to do with Spartan and then Spartan boys. All right, and their training. So this already informs us, even before we start reading the passage, that we're going to look for a piece of information that tells us what all Spartan boys we are trained to become. So we register it in our mind. Now, question number 2, what happened to all the babies born weak? Babies who were born weak, something happened to them. And the passage is about this. So what reading the questions first does is that it already familiarizes you with the passage. Even before you start reading it, you already have key information about the passage. And these are pieces of information that really matter, because you have no business with any other thing than the questions you want to answer. So this reading the question first makes you to adopt a business-like approach to answering comprehension questions. You don't want to waste your time. You just want to be precise, be accurate, all right? Okay, so let's look at the options. What happened to all the babies born weak? A, they were nursed outside the city. The passage will tell us. They were referred to hospital. They were trained to survive. They were left to die. So we already have this. We are looking for this already, activates something in our mind. It gives us a picture of what we are going to look for in the passage. So we don't just waste our time reading, all right? So then number 3, Spartan boys did not study this subject at school. So we now know there was a subject they didn't study at school. What was the subject? A, fighting, we will find out. B, mathematics, we will find out. C, wrestling. D, spear throwing. So you see, we already know that the Spartan boys at school, there was a particular subject they did not study. So we are curious. We want to find out this, but already at the point of reading the questions, we are already loaded. All right. Okay. Then number 4, why were Spartan boys giving little food? We again discovered they were giving little food. Why? We are curious at this point. Why were they giving little food? These are things we want to find out as we read the passage. So reading the questions first already, raises, it creates curiosity in you. So before you start reading the passage, you're already hungry for certain pieces of information. So as you start reading, you are not just a lazy or passive reader. You are an active reader, because you're already looking for something that you need to answer specific questions. All right. And once you spot the specific piece of information, you underline it or you identify it in your own way, and you already know the answer. So it saves time. Business-like approach, all right? Then we look at the options. Option A, To make them agile and strong, we shall find out. To make them hungry and weak. Why were they given little food? We are curious. We want to find out. C, to make them proud soldiers. Is that? D, to make them tough. Right. We shall know. Question number 5. Why were Spartan boys severely punished when caught stealing? You know, something was missing now, but I know it's a verb. Why were Spartan boys severely punished when caught stealing? So when they were caught stealing, they were severely punished. Why? A, because stealing was a sin. Well, morally, that may be a correct answer, but you never can tell. We are told not to just settle for an answer because it is ethically or morally correct, or it corresponds to our background knowledge. No, we are going to look for evidence in the passage. B, because they were well fed, well, we will find out. Because they were not hungry. D, because they were not careful. So now that we know, or we have, read the questions first, we now go to the passage. I want you now to watch as we start reading the passage, how we begin to get answers to the questions we have already read. All right? It makes it easy. Now, the instruction, once again, read this passage carefully and answer the questions below it. Sparta is a small city in Greece. In the olden days, the Spartans were noted for their great strength. Every Spartan boy was trained to become a great soldier. Can't you see it? We were asked, what were the Spartan boys trained to become? Were they trained to become scientists? No. Already the passage tells us here they were trained to become great soldiers. So we already have an answer to our question, the question number 1. Now, all works in the city were done by slaves who worked in the farms and homes. Slaves grew crops, fetched firewood and water, cooked food, built houses, and did all types of work. Okay? The Spartans were well trained to become very strong and tough. They were trained to fight and win battles against their enemies. Every boy had to become a soldier when he grew up. So you see, we have gotten the answer to our first question. Babies born weak and unhealthy were taken out of the city and left to die. Answer to our second, so one of the other questions, babies born weak were left to die. That's the option, is here in the passage. We already know it because we read the questions first. So we don't waste our time. Spartan children did not stay long with their parents. At 7 years of age, they left home and went to school where they were trained to become good soldiers. They stayed there until they were old enough to take part in wars. All right? Spartan schools were quite different from conventional schools. The boys were not taught mathematics, science, and other subjects studied today. So mathematics is one of the options. We were told to pick the subject that the boys were not taught in school. They were not taught mathematics. They were taught things like wrestling. See it here. They were trained only in fighting, wrestling, throwing of spears, and physical exercises. They were trained to be rough and tough. All right. So you see how easily we pick our answers because we already read the questions. All right. That's the beauty. That's the benefit of reading the questions first. However, I'm not insisting that this is the only method. I am only teaching you one of the various reading methods and techniques. You may hear from another teacher that you should read the passage first, but right now you hear from me that you should read the questions first. But you can see that I'm telling you clearly the benefits of reading the questions first. Now, if you discover that it is easier for you to read the passage first. Why not? Read the passage first. The important thing is for you to answer the questions correctly, all right? So, but the purpose of this video is to try to impress it, to give you the impression that there is a specific way that can simplify the process, and that is reading the questions first and then reading the passage, all right? So, but pick whatever method you think works best for you, all right? Now, let's continue. Let's read the rest of the passage. The boys were given little food. Now, we want to know. The boys were giving little food as they were taught to steal other people's belongings. It's a queer reason, all right? But we are severely punished if they were caught. This appears to be a double standard, or if you like, hypocritical. They were given little food and they were taught to steal other people's belongings. But if they were caught stealing, they were severely punished. Why? All right? All right? They were equally taught to show no signs of pain when they were badly hurt. Every Spartan believed strongly that a soldier was meant to be very brave, fearless, and tough. All right, so why were they punished severely if they were caught? Then there's no other reason than, you know, if they were encouraged to steal and if they were caught, they were punished severely. It means that they were punished for being foolish, for being careless. Why were they not careful enough to steal so smartly that they should successfully steal? They were taught to steal, you know, successfully, which for me, even if you ask me, is morally wrong. But that was part of their training, all right? Our duty is not to try to preach a sermon here, but to answer comprehension questions, all right? So that is our duty here. Okay, so now we go back to the questions, and we have gotten all our answers. All right, so question 1, according to the passage, all Spartan boys were trained to become great soldiers. You can see that C is actually the answer. Can't you see that? It's quite clear. Do we even need to go back to the passage? No, we don't need to go back to the passage. We already have the answer. They were trained to be great soldiers. However, for the sake of confirmation, we are going back to the passage, all right? So let's go back to the passage. Sparta is a small city. Well, let's just look for the place, all right? The Spartans were well trained to become very strong and tough. Okay, it's here. It's in the first paragraph. So the answer is quite clear that every Spartan boy was trained to become a great soldier, not a scientist or any other one. All right? So let's now get to question number 2. What happened to all the babies born weak? They were nursed outside the city, no. They were referred to hospital, no. They were trained to survive, no. They were left to die, yes. Now, we already saw this, but let's get back to the passage. You can see here, babies born weak and unhealthy were taken out of the city and left to die. So the evidence is here, and we can easily find it out because we already, identified that. By reading the questions first, we had this piece of information already registered in our mind. So as we started reading the passage, even for the very first time, we were looking for this piece of information. Immediately we saw it, we grabbed it. And so it becomes so clear to us that we may not need to come back to the passage, but for the sake of confirmation, we've come back to the passage and we've confirmed that babies born weak and unhealthy were left to die. All right, they were not taken to hospital. They were not trained to survive. They were left to die. Question number 3. Spartan boys did not study this subject at school. You see, we saw it quite clearly, all right? We were curiously looking for this particular subject that they were not taught at school. And quite ironically, beyond all, all our expectation, how could anyone have imagined that of all subjects, mathematics was not taught at school, all right? So, but that's exactly what it turned out to be. Now, let's again head back to the passage and see that piece of information clearly stated in the passage. Spartan children did not stay long with okay at 7 and all that. They stayed there, okay? Let's look at the area of school. Spartan schools were quite different from conventional schools. The boys were not taught mathematics, science, and other subjects studied today. They were trained only in fighting, wrestling, throwing of spears, and physical exercises. They were trained to be rough and tough. So that confirms our option, the correct option that we have already chosen, and that is option B. Spartan boys did not study this subject at home, and that is mathematics. All the other options were the very subjects, if you like, that they were taught at school. Or who would have even thought that fighting could be a subject, or wrestling, or spear throwing? But that was what happened at Spartan schools, all right? In those olden days anyway. Now, question number 4. Why were Spartan boys given little food? Another ironical discovery. Well, to make them agile and strong? No. To make them hungry and weak? No. To make them proud soldiers? No. To make them tough? Yes. To make them tough. That could be the only reason. They were given little food so that they could go out and look for their own food by themselves. You see, let's head back to the passage and confirm exactly why they were given little food. Let's look for the particular place. Okay, so we can see it here. The boys were given little food as they were taught to steal other people's belongings, but were severely punished if they were caught. You see, again, you see, they were equally taught to show no signs of pain when they were badly hurt. So even if they were hungry, they should not show any sign. They were trained to be tough. That's exactly. And you can see here, every Spartan believed strongly that a soldier was meant to be very brave, fearless, and tough. So the emphasis was on making them tough. And that is actually why we have to pick option D, to make them tough. Why were Spartan boys given little food? To make them tough. Even when they suffered pain, they were asked not to show signs of, signs of being, in pain. They were expected to be tough, brave. Then question number 5, why were Spartan boys severely punished when caught stealing? All right, because stealing was a sin? No, we already discovered that it wasn't that. Because they were well fed? No, they were even, on the contrary, given little food. See, because they were not hungry, of course, they could be hungry. D, because they were not careful. Yes, if they were caught stealing, they were severely punished. Yet they were actually expected to steal. So what could be the reason? If you are encouraged to steal, but when you are caught, you are severely punished. The only reason is that you were too careless to allow yourself to be caught. So option D, because they were not careful. So this brings us to the end of today's class, and I hope you have actually gained insight into this simple procedure for answering comprehension questions. And if you have learned it, and if you really enjoyed today's video, uh, do kindly like the video and share the video with your friends. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, this is the appropriate time for you to hit the subscribe button, and make sure you also click on the bell icon so that whenever a new video goes live on the channel, you will be notified instantly. Don't forget, I have a gift for you in the description box, and that is a free PDF file that gives you a mini ebook that gives you adequate explanation of the basic units of English grammar. You will also find my ebook titled Good Success in English, a great ally to English learners. It's a complete study package for effective English learning. It will help you for the rest of your career in English learning. So you need to grab a copy of this book. It is the Learner's Companion. If you are interested in it, just click on the link in the description box, and you will be taken to the book page where you will grab your own copy of the ebook. Once again, it is Good Success in English. You will also find a link that will take you to our official website, English Classes Online. The website, you can just type it on any browser, and you can go straight to our website. It is www.englishclassesonline.com.ng, www.englishclassesonline.com.ng, and on that website you will gain access to various resources that will help you in your English learning. You will have access to our blog. You will have access to various digital products that will also help you to learn something more about content creation, content marketing. We use language as a vehicle for creating content. That's exactly what I am into. And if you visit the website, you'll be able to learn more. Now, one thing also unique about English Classes Online website is that this is one website that gives you vast opportunities to learn and earn. Yes, you heard me right. On that website, you have opportunity to earn while learning. All right, you learn and you earn at the same time. So just visit the website and you will have access to various amazing opportunities. There's also another website. I'll leave the link in the description box, and it is Benjamin's Content Creation Center, BCCC. Now, for those of you who are interested in learning the art, the profession, and the business of content creation, and if you are interested in doing what I'm doing right now on this channel and on other platforms, then you have an opportunity to learn from what I am doing. You can understudy what I am doing. So just click the link and visit my profile website, where you will find almost all the works I have done so far in the field of content creation. You will find them there. You will also gain access to my online courses on Udemy, right? If you are interested, you can check all these out on BCCC, Benjamin's Content Creation Center. All right. So once again, I want to say a big thank you to all of you who have given your massive support to this channel. Thank you for being part of today's episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now and remain blessed. Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you in the new video. Thank you and remain blessed.